at 10. Former President Donald Trump is set to visit Crawford County. And Wisconsin Democrats are criticizing Eric Hovde after a new report on a $26 million bank deal. Plus, a candidate for state assembly joins small business owners and farmers for a roundtable in Viroqua.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Ken Kozarowski. Emily is out tonight. The final suspect accused in a 2022 Eau Claire murder has taken a plea deal. 29-year-old Jamon Sullivan of Altoona pleads no contest to an amended count of second-degree recklessly endangering safety. 2 counts of first-degree recklessly endangering safety and discharging a firearm from a vehicle have been dismissed. Sullivan and 3 others were allegedly involved in the death of 39-year-old Christopher Connor. Plea agreements have already been reached with the other 3 suspects, Michael Purnell, Kimani Golden, and Xavier Thompson. Sullivan's sentencing hearing is scheduled for December 20th. A teen is in custody after allegedly stealing multiple vehicles and a firearm over the weekend. According to Lake Hallie Police, an officer attempted to stop a suspicious vehicle. The vehicle sped up and hit a parked car, sending both vehicles into a ditch. When removing the 16-year-old driver, an officer found a loaded handgun. The gun and vehicle were both confirmed stolen. The teen is facing several charges, including 2 counts of operating a motor vehicle without owner's consent, possession of a firearm under 18, and possession of a firearm while intoxicated. He's held in a juvenile detention facility until his court appearance.
Yeah, we had another nice fall day here with, we had some morning fog, but once the fog lifted, we had plenty of sunshine and then a few afternoon cloud cover that came overhead too. But so far, once again, very pleasant end of September type of day across really the region. So that was the good news. Once again, high temperatures pretty close to average, maybe a degree or 2 either way, but once again, upper 60s to low 70s is where we should be for this time of year. And that will continue here for tomorrow. We're watching a system out to the west that looks somewhat impressive now, but it's going to fall apart. So that's just going to be some cloud cover. Meanwhile, the system to the north, to the south of Illinois will begin to lift north. So we are seeing some clouds, mid and high clouds overnight, but that's really about what we'll see without that system. Temperatures have lowered then back into the 50s to near 60. With the cloud cover, we probably likely will not see as cold as temperatures we've had last night, where some areas, the colder spots, got back into the mid 30s. So as you wake up tomorrow, around 50 or upper 40s for La Crosse. Could be some fog issues near river areas. Otherwise, we get back up to the mid 60s with light winds. Really another pleasant day for both locations. 47 of going up to Eau Claire, getting back up to the mid 60s once again as we go throughout. So really this week, we're going to go above average. So we're going to start all seasonal, but we're going upper 70s, maybe even some 80s. So we'll break that down a bit later in the broadcast.
Sounds good. Thanks, Craig. Former President Donald Trump is set to visit Crawford County this weekend. He's expected to deliver remarks at the Prairie du Chien Area Arts Center 11:30 a.m. on Saturday. Doors will open at 8:30. The presidential candidate is expected to speak on the border and recent crimes allegedly committed by an illegal immigrant in Prairie du Chien. We'll have a link to tickets to that event on our digital platforms. Wisconsin Democrats are criticizing Republican Senate candidate Eric Hovde over his bank's alleged ties to a troubled Mexican bank. Last week, the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reported Banco Azteca, long tied to the Mexican drug cartel, allegedly flew $26 million in cash over the border to Hovde's SunWest Bank last December. On a virtual call today, Wisconsin Democratic Party Chairman Ben Wickler says he's concerned about the possibility of other similar dealings.
This raises questions about why Eric Hovde still isn't being fully honest about which other foreign banks and governments are depositing money into Eric Hovde's bank. What else is Eric Hovde hiding?
Democrats say they're not accusing Hovde or his bank of illegal activity, but Wickler says if Hovde doesn't reveal which other foreign entities his bank does business with, he thinks it'll be difficult for Wisconsinites to trust the Senate candidate. Now, Hovde's campaign spoke out against the allegations, a spokesman releasing a statement today calling the allegations, quote, made up, and claiming it's a desperate ploy to distract voters from his primary opponent, Senator Tammy Baldwin. County officials from across the state have traveled to La Crosse for the Wisconsin Counties Association Conference. This conference at the La Crosse Center features speakers and workshops highlighting issues that counties face. Today's General Assembly included a speech from Governor Tony Evers and a discussion on the state's political landscape with a member of WisPolitics. The event gives the 1,000 attendees an opportunity to network and share some ideas.
It's just an outstanding opportunity to get together to meet those other people who deal with the same issues you do on a daily basis, hopefully make life for their citizens a little better when they go home.
Senator Baldwin and Eric Hovde will give statements tomorrow as part of the General Assembly, though Baldwin will appear in a pre-recorded video. Viroqua farmers and small business owners were invited to discuss small business and family farm issues at a state legislative roundtable tonight. 3rd Congressional District candidate, or previous Congressional District candidate Tara Johnson, who is now running for the 96th Assembly District, was in attendance to give her stance on economic policy and the future of farming in Wisconsin. 96th Representative Lauren Oldenburg was invited but did not attend. The Wisconsin Farmers Union and Main Street Alliance held the event to give business owners a chance to voice concerns about the challenges that small businesses face.
It's a real opportunity for folks who, for the better part of the last decade, have had opinions and had big ideas, but may not have always had their voices adequately represented in the political process. So it's more important than ever before in Wisconsin to really make sure that we're creating space for folks like small business owners and farmers to uplift their concerns.
This was the second of 3 roundtables hosted by the Main Street Alliance and Wisconsin Farmers Union. Next one starts tomorrow at 6:30 at the Yahara Learning Center over in DeForest. The UW Board of Regents will vote Friday whether to fire former UWL Chancellor Joe Gao. UW-La Crosse fired Gao as their chancellor last year after he appeared in online pornography with his wife. Now the full UW board will meet in Kenosha Friday morning to potentially remove him from his tenured faculty position. The news comes after a UW committee recommended firing Gao during a hearing in Madison last Friday. In the aftermath of a deeply personal tragedy, parents of a former Viterbo student are raising awareness during National Suicide Prevention Month. News 8 Now's Jeremy Wall joins us in studio with the story. Jeremy.
Ken, Javon Kunkel was getting his master's at Viterbo University at 25 years old when he took his own life last year. His parents are still coping with their loss.
My world crashed around me.
Amy Kunkel and her husband Dennis remember losing their son Javon like it was yesterday. In May 2023, Javon took his own life.
He was a beautiful young man, really bright. He got his bachelor's degree in African American history.
Well, I was at home and a police officer came to our door to tell us, and it was a complete shock. Like a month before the last time he came home for Easter, I was driving him back to campus, and he was just saying how he is falling more in love with his academics.
Javon was a student at Viterbo University who was getting his master's in servant leadership. He was 1 week away from graduation.
Javon had pain that he didn't share with us or talk about enough. He didn't want to, see a professional. He just kept it to himself, and we didn't know how much he was hurting.
Amy Kuster is the line supervisor at Great Rivers 211. She says mental wellness is critical and it's important to get help if you need it.
If there are times where you're starting to feel down, frustrated, hopeless, kind of remembering that and not being afraid to take action. There are other people that care about you that want to help you.
Javon's father wears a shirt that says Kunkel Strong and has a bumper sticker on their car promoting the 988 Lifeline. Above the bumper sticker is a picture of Javon.
We don't want it to be something that nobody knows how he died. We want everybody to know that he died from suicide, so they're not afraid to talk about it.
Kunkel's parents are continuing to raise awareness on suicide prevention. They will be participating in the Out of Darkness Walk in Rochester on Saturday, October 5th. Ken.
All right, Jeremy Wall live in studio. Thank you. Tracing Spaces, a rural La Crosse County business, is in the running for some major statewide recognition, and you can help. We've got those details after the break.
Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners.
Surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. Every transgender. inmate in the prison system would have access.
It's hard to believe, but it's true. Even the liberal media was shocked Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners and illegal aliens.
Every transgender inmate would have access.
Kamala's for they, them. President Trump is for you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
At Rank Seed, we expect excellence in every seed, superior genetics, state-of-the-art processing facilities, and extensive testing for proper placement. Let us help you find the right seed for your growing conditions. Rank Seed. Results since 1846.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative.
Sometimes a celebration means fireworks and loud music. I'll just tell you that I'm celebrating 35 years at the board store, 80 years on the planet, and my daughter Danielle becoming the new general manager of the board store. Let what's personal to me be personal to you with savings on your next home improvement.
Call for a prompt free estimate on windows and doors, on siding or gutters, on a bathroom or a kitchen, on a sunroom or deck.
Better products.
Better people.
Better prices.
The Board Store, improving your home, improving your life.
At Taco John's, we believe a better Taco Tuesday starts with better tacos. That means using 100% North American beef, cooking shells in-house daily, and a deal that makes you say, how are these only $1.29? Taco Tuesday is every Tuesday at Taco John's.
A company in Bangor is nominated for an annual contest that celebrates Wisconsin-made products. A big idea and a precise laser have them doing business all over the country.
We're just a small company from Bangor, Wisconsin, doing business with some of the biggest companies in the world.
Trace My Space in Bangor is one of roughly 130 products competing for the title of coolest thing made in Wisconsin.
We make inserts that control your tools, so you're never missing a tool.
Cody Spears bought the company when it was still just a concept in California. He partnered with Chad Weirs, a staple in the local racing industry, who saw the appeal right away.
If you're at a race and you do crash and need a tool quick, you don't have to search for it. It's right where it should be in the toolbox.
We thought this would be a product that would be a really big hit in the racing industry for tool control. We were a little wrong on that.
Turns out even the largest corporations, from Amazon to Boeing, all crave some organized drawers.
Pretty much any aerospace company you can think of, they're ordering through us now.
Whether it's one person needing a single drawer or a manufacturer needing hundreds, Trace My Space can customize any order.
That laser back there will cut foam sheets 8 foot by 4 foot.
All a customer has to do is measure their setup and take a photo of how they want their tools arranged.
Upload it to our site. They'll pick a top layer thickness, a bottom layer color, and then that picture goes to our designers, and then they scale it to the size of the tool, and then they trace around it and make essentially a cut file.
The laser handles the rest, able to cut any shapes or customize logos. Depending on the order, an insert reaches the customer within 10 to 20 days. A simple process, and one that's now in high demand.
2024 will produce about 8,000 custom inserts. That's double from what we did last year.
And it has Spears and Weirs in prime position to look at expansion and to keep tracing spaces all over the country.
These large companies, they're trusting a company from Bangor, Wisconsin to make these foam inserts for them is pretty cool.
And this isn't the only local business that's nominated for this contest. We hope to reach them all during this voting period. We'll have information on how you can vote for the coolest thing made in Wisconsin on all of our digital platforms. Still ahead tonight, Tropical Storm John officially upgraded to a hurricane. More on the storm's projected path in just a few minutes.
We got another pleasant fall day for your Tuesday, but we're going to warm it up for the rest of the week, including the weekend, and that means maybe for Oktoberfest. We'll break down the temperature and if we'll see any precipitation for the period coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Eric Hovde insulted Wisconsin seniors.
Almost nobody in a nursing home is in a point to vote.
What a jerk. He attacked those who are overweight.
Fine, you want to do that? Your health care is going to cost more.
How insulting is that?
He called farmers lazy.
Look at the old physical toil. Now you're largely driving around a tractor.
This guy doesn't have a clue.
Eric Hovde has insulted just about everyone.
What's wrong with this guy?
Lane's Farm and Fleet's fall tool sale is going on now. Shop our unbeatable selection and prices on great brands to help you tackle fall projects. Like over half off 50-foot Yellow Jacket extension cords, just $32.99. This Milwaukee brushless grinder with paddle switch, only $119. Save $15 on 3M Digital WorkTunes hearing protection, $49.99. And shop new fall colors of men's work and sport sweatshirts, starting at $19.99.
Find value at Lane's Farm and Fleet.
From sunup to sundown, Bagnevsky Heating and Air Conditioning has been servicing our Cooley region for 59 years. Whether you're in La Crosse, Onalaska, West Salem, Holmen, or La Crescent, take comfort your heating and cooling needs are met with our trusted staff, longevity, and 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Be ready this fall and call Bagnevsky Heating and Air Conditioning for your furnace cleaning check today. Bagnevsky Heating and Air Conditioning, your local train dealer. It's hard to stop a train.
Everything is getting smarter. Good thing your Touchstone Energy Cooperative has the knowledge and expertise to help you make smarter work harder. Today, there are more ways than ever to make your world more energy efficient, and we can show you how. Take the next step to go electric and put the power of your co-op to work for you. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
It's a lot quieter around here than it used to be. I'm Rebecca Cook. When I was growing up, this farm was bustling. Holsteins, hired hands, harvesting crops. But big corporations put family farms like mine out of business. And what has Derek Van Orden done? Nothing. Tax cuts for big ag, rising healthcare costs, undermining our democracy, extremism. We need real working people in Washington. And that's why I approve this message.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
John is officially a hurricane after being upgraded this afternoon. The National Hurricane Center predicts the storm will be a major hurricane when it makes landfall tomorrow. Its path in the eastern Pacific Ocean has it heading towards southern Mexico. John went from a minimal tropical storm to a Category 1 hurricane in just 12 hours, and experts predict it will continue to intensify. Well, a really solid start to the work week. Pleasant conditions in our region. Will they continue? Because we got a couple of big events coming up in the next few days, Greg.
Yeah, what's coming up? Oh, yeah, it's Oktoberfest. Yeah, it is October. So we got through Applefest and pretty much with some showers, thunderstorms on Saturday, but Sunday wasn't too bad. We're going to have average temperatures right now have cooled down to the upper 60s, so mid to upper 60s depending on location. Lows pretty much now have dropped down into the 40s. We are getting close to where we see a lot of areas their first freeze coming up in October. So we're going to see these for probably Tuesday, but then it's going to change as we go through Wednesday and the rest of the week. We could still do some morning fog. There'll be a cloud cover out there tonight, so I don't know if you'll see quite as some of the dense stuff that we saw for Monday morning, but opportunities with the rivers there still are that, especially going into Wednesday morning with clear skies. Seasonal temps, as I mentioned, for Tuesday, milder. We're going to get about 5 degrees warmer. And we could hit 80. There's a good chance, I think some areas will hit 80 Thursday, Friday, maybe even the weekend, depending on how the cloud cover plays out. Overall, as you wake up, once any fog burns off, we're just going to have that system to the west that I showed earlier. It's really falling apart, but we are going to see a little bit of cloud cover approach from it, cloud cover over to the east, but all in all, still pleasant conditions, light winds. Overall, getting back up into the 70s for most locations, upper 60s. And then tomorrow evening, just some cloud cover moving ahead, but still quiet, pleasant conditions. No issues to go on for any activities for Tuesday evening going into Wednesday morning. So overall, really nice. And these are your temperatures here. As I mentioned, pretty close to average. Upper 60s, low 70s. A few degrees maybe warmer than we saw today, but overall, really nice. And then Wednesday, as I mentioned, the winds turned around a little bit. The pattern shifts just a tad, so we get back up to mid to upper 70s in most locations. So that'll feel even better. Light winds, plenty of sun, some morning fog potentially. You mentioned John, but we're keeping an eye on the other one that's going to be forming and hitting potentially Cat 3 as it hits the panhandle of Florida Thursday. Now, it will have a little bit of effect in it because that system, and there's a low to the west in Texas or Arkansas, they're kind of going to be merged a little bit together and lift north. So by the time we get to Friday, we're going to have a little bit more cloud cover. Still warm conditions, and then as we progress through the weekend, the only concern we got is clouds and how much the precipitation from once this thing begins to decrease over in southern Indiana, that other little bit remain. We'll see how much of this precipitation actually works its way northward. There is a chance that we might see a few showers going from Saturday through Sunday. I think the chance is fairly low. Any rain amounts would be light, and I think it would be further south. You're going to have a better shot. This condition will continue on as we go through later Sunday into Monday. We have another cold front to the west that may continue to pull some of this moisture up. As you see, the low is still situated just to our south, close enough to give us clouds, maybe some precip, but not close enough to really dump a lot of rainfall. So overall, I think the rain chances are low, but we'll keep an eye in case that does change. But temperatures you really can't beat. Upper 70s with some clouds, even though cloud cover will still be in the mid to upper 70s the weekend with that rain chance of very light rain amounts, if any, and then we may cool down towards the second half of next week. But all in all, you can't beat these conditions. Not too hot.
Yeah.
Get up to the mid to upper 70s with little clouds, potentially a sprinkle or two. I don't think it'll be too much, but all in all, great conditions right now.
Absolutely. Let's hope they stick.
I think they could.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Coming up next in sports, bust out the driver. MVC golfers go for some conference hardware. Plus, it's a different kind of triple option on the north side. Hear how three brothers are soaking in every second of time on the field together. Jacob is up next.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, with 6 locations of fun.
I want to turn to the issue of abortion.
Donald Trump hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade. And now in over 20 states, there are Trump abortion bans. One does not have to abandon their faith or deeply held beliefs to agree. The government, and Donald Trump certainly, should not be telling a woman what to do with her body. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
There are over 21,000 Wisconsin veterans struggling to pay for rent and utilities.
Thank you for your service.
Many are also facing issues with their mental health.
Thank you for your service.
We must do more to help these heroes who have already sacrificed so much.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
Words simply aren't enough.
I'm sorry.
Make a difference by donating to this critical Wisconsin survival safety net today.
Cooley Carpet has always been more than just carpet, and now the name will reflect that. Cooley Floors and Design. Along with the brand new name, there's a fresh new look to the showroom. Don't worry, Cooley Floors and Design still has the same great team at the same convenient location. Ready to elevate your space? The design consultants will take the time to discuss your dreams, needs, and your budget. Cooley Floors and Design will accompany you through every step, from expert advice to professional installation. Visit Cooley Floors and Design on Mormon Cooley Road for a fresh new look.
Over the last few years, we've redefined what working remotely means, and so is the Ford F-150. Bring your desk wherever you go with a flat interior work surface. Drop down the tailgate to get it all done, and plug in what you need outside the cab with available Pro Power on board. How's that for upping your productivity? Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Get 2.9% financing for 66 months, plus up to $9,900 in total savings on a new Ford F-150 XLT. Only at your local Nordland Ford dealers.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports.
Well, it was the culmination of the MVC girls golf season today as the ladies teed off nice and early at Viroqua Hills Golf Club. Beautiful course and a beautiful morning to go low. We will begin with the winner of the event, Toma's Karma Hasselberger. The junior has been atop the leaderboards all season long, and today, well, that was no different. She shoots an 84 in today's round and will presumably be named MVC Player of the Year when coaches vote on October 23rd. Finishing in the runner-up spot, another 11th grader, Emma Dobbins of Aquinas. The Blue Gold shoots an 85, falling barely short of sending it to a playoff. And in third place, it's senior Jayana Palm of Holman. She finishes one back of Dobbins with an 86 on the day. And for the team scores, it was the day of the Timberwolves. They get 4 golfers to finish in the top 7, and they take first place in an impressive showing. Coming in second was the Aquinas Blue Golds, who shot a 388. Molly Swift finished tied for 9th for Aquinas. And in third place, 2 strokes behind the Blue Golds, the Onalaska Hilltoppers, who shot a 390. Sydney Kranig and Olivia Conradi Bucall both finished in the top 10. Well, when opposing coaches get ready to game plan for the Logan Ranger football team, they can't say just watch out for Czech. They need to be a bit more specific. I sat down with the 3 brothers and talked about what it's like playing at the varsity level together.
Go! They say when going through a football season, your teammates turn into your brothers. Hey, good catch, Tommy! Well, for Bradley, Owen, and Tommy Czech, they've been tackling life together for a while now.
Plenty of friends, family friends within the neighborhood where we would, play with them, invite them over, whether it was to our front yard or, like I said, UWL.
The Czech boys are the ultimate triple threat. Bradley, a senior, is one of the premier talents in the state at the quarterback position. Owen, a junior, is up front blocking for his brother, creating those lanes. And Tommy, who was the water boy for the team last year when he was in 8th grade, is one of Bradley's favorite targets when he airs it out.
We didn't get to see each other much with them being at practice for so long and whatever, so being able to hang out with them, go to school in the mornings with them, and then leave school and practice with them has helped me and I think helped our bond as brothers.
The trio has the special honor of leading out the team before the game.
Us 3 will kind of be out front there and lead our way to the 50-yard line. I cherish every moment of those, yeah.
Bradley is having a monster final year statistically as a Ranger, but he says one of his favorite parts of the season is that he gets to create more memories with the 2 that he's spent more time with than anyone.
I definitely didn't think about this during last year's season where it's like, oh, I'll have a chance to play with both my siblings.
Hey, good block, Owen.
Good stuff, Tommy. But now that it's happening, it's like, it's really special.
As most brothers will tell you, though, there are moments where Owen and Tommy need to see what Big Bro was thinking during a specific play.
Yeah, a lot of conversations at home about me yelling at him to throw me the ball and whatever, going back on film, looking at to see if he made the right play or not.
If I'm run blocking and he's dancing in the backfield and maybe he could have cut upfield here, I'd look back and what are you doing here? Why didn't you take this obvious hole here?
In a world of rivalries and competition, Bradley, Owen, and Tommy Czech are a reminder that sometimes the strongest team is made up of family.
I've loved that they've really brought me along with them.
Getting our names announced maybe after a tackle or a reception, then we're like, yeah, that's my brother.
It's just a really cool experience to be, on the same football field, starting in our case, with us 3 as a trio.
Good job, buddy. Big brother, Bradley.
Good job, buddy.
Hey, you're doing a good job.
Wait, we need.
And special stuff right there. The best teams really do turn into family, Ken, when they're kind of going through a season. And actually, one funny point is Tommy actually is a quarterback as well. He's just waiting for Bradley to get out of the way for him to take over the reins. So fun stuff there.
Absolutely. It looks like a good couple of brothers.
Yes.
And like we said, we cherish Friday night football.
Yes.
Just being able to tell the stories of the games going on. But when you got family that can put together comeback victories like we've seen this season already, it's definitely a special fall for those kids. All right. Thanks, Jacob. We got more news right after this.
Is your personal injury lawyer trying to sell you a settlement that you don't think is fair? You need a lawyer who won't settle your case just to move on to the next one. Get the full compensation you deserve. Get Bygoff and Rohde.
A suspected Venezuelan gang member who was arrested for domestic battery.
Violently attacked a woman physically and sexually.
The border crisis is real here in Wisconsin.
Criminal gangs harming our community.
We're stretched thin. Open borders and weak politicians are crushing us.
Rebecca Cook is one of them. She doesn't back law enforcement. She'll never secure the border. She doesn't even want to.
That's why we stand with Derek Van Orton. He has our back.
And I've got yours. I'm Derek Van Orton, and I approve this message.
Cranking up the voltage, Wisconsin. Lottery retailers all around the state are lighting up with the latest limited time offer. It's Badger 5, 5 will get you 6. During the month of September, players who buy a $5 or greater Badger 5 ticket will receive a bonus ticket for the next drawing of Badger 5. This electric offer is only available for a limited time and only at Wisconsin lottery retailers.
I don't trust Derek Van Orden to make decisions around my medical care. Everything was normal up until my ultrasound. I learned my baby would not survive. I did not have the choice to do what was right for me and my family in my home state, and that felt very deeply wrong to me. I am a conservative. I am scared for extremists like Derek Van Orden to be in office.
I'm Rebecca Cook, and I approve this message.
When I called other lawyers, I wasn't even sure who was going to be representing me. Once I called BGR and talked to Brian, I felt secure immediately. I'm so glad that I called Bygoff and Rohde.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
This year's Oktoberfest medallion has been found. Willie Bittner and Carrie Pischke found the medallion yesterday morning in the Eagle Watch area. 7 clues were given before it was found. Now, this isn't the first time Willie and Carrie have found the medallion. They also found it way back in 2013, and they've been searching for it every year since. They say it felt even better to win it this year.
Since then, like, we both have had kids with our partners, and like the kids got to be part of it. So like we're looking at like the next generation of like medallion hunters. So like honestly, it was better. I was excited.
And you can feel that excitement. They take home a $500 cash prize, a miniature replica of the medallion, and of course, bragging rights. And again, second time around for them. Congrats. Once is luck. Second, they must have a good formula. I'll have to ask them about it. Greg's going to have one final look at your forecast right after this.
It's an Oktoberfest tradition, the Maple Leaf Parade, Saturday at 10 a.m. on Channel 8.2 or streaming on News 8 Plus.
The liberal elite in Washington are running one of their own here in Wisconsin. A political insider who worked to elect liberals in California even supported a dark money group focused on defunding the police. Her name, Rebecca Cook, political operative bankrolled by the liberal elite. They handpicked her to help win back the House, trusted to elect liberal heroes like Mandela Barnes. They trust her because Rebecca Cook is one of them.
I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message.
After I decided my pain was too much, and my doctor actually suggested that I do visit the Good Feet store. Pretty amazing when they put the arch supports in your shoe and you walk around and you realize there's not pain, and you think, how can this arch support in my shoe make my back pain go away? But it works. And how can it make my knee pain go away? It was incredible.
Hip, knee, or back pain? See if arch supports can help you at the Good Feet store.
The Board Store 35th anniversary, you could win. Third prize, $1,944 savings certificate. I was born in October 1944. Second prize, $1,989 savings certificate. I started the Board Store October 1989. First prize, $2,024 savings certificate. I'm celebrating 35 years at the Board Store. Call or visit our showroom soon. Better products.
Better people.
Better prices.
The Board Store, improving your home, improving your life.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative.
Over the last few years, we've redefined what working remotely means, and so is the Ford F-150. Bring your desk wherever you go with a flat interior work surface. Drop down the tailgate to get it all done, and plug in what you need outside the cab with available Pro Power on board. How's that for upping your productivity? Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Get 2.9% financing for 66 months, plus up to $9,900 in total savings on a new Ford F-150 XLT. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
National Democrats are spending millions on deceptive ads like these that lie and try to confuse you. Why? Because Democrats like Harris and Baldwin don't want you to focus on their radical record, allowing men to compete in girls' sports, funding a clinic that offers transgender therapy to minors without parents' consent, giving stimulus checks to illegals while Wisconsin families struggle. Baldwin and Democrats want you to focus on anything but their radical agenda.
I'm Eric Hufty, and I approve this message.
All right, tomorrow pretty seasonal, then we're going to get mild, maybe 80. Thursday, Friday, we have more clouds coming up, maybe a shower this Oktoberfest weekend, but all in all, I still think it'll be pretty much dry for most of the period.
All right, fingers crossed, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.